Christmas legends, we are back, and this year is now time for award season. Now, this has been a very interesting year, and the topic of the start of award season. There's only going to be 3 videos this year. Um, I'm only doing these 3 videos. A topic also, I'm injured right now, so there's not a lot I can really do at the moment, but we're all going to be doing these three, and all 3 videos are going to be sponsored, so you're probably going to be seeing them. They're going to be commercialized, they're going to be put on websites, and I'd like to thank the ad company that hired me, which is making all of that possible, and I'm deeply appreciative of that because they didn't have to do that, but you know, got to get to it. So the topic of today's video is basically the top 5, I guess what you could say is the bangers of the year, or the games that we didn't even know that were coming that ended up being bangers of the year. There's plenty of games that ended up in that particular fashion and note. I couldn't put everything there, obviously, and this is not going to be stuff that we know in a long time that was going to be good, like the Punishing Gray Ravens and stuff like that. There's none of that. But a lot of games didn't make it, like Ego Effect, which is actually a really good game, but didn't make it for various reasons, and Harry Potter, which didn't make it, in my opinion, just because you're time gated in that game so much that it takes away the fun, and I couldn't put it in the top 5. But these top 5 games, some global, some overseas, are games that are really just stand out. They stand out the test of time, and they make things fun. And that's, at the end of the day, all you really want to do is have fun out there. So without further ado, let's get right into it and have some fun. Number 5 is Under Oath. Under Oath is actively an amazing game and very much underrated. As you guys can see right here, this is a combo-based, turn-based type of game where you pretty much are going to get resources and you need to make the best combos possible with the individual character that you have out at that particular time, and just go ham and have fun with it. It's a very whimsical type of system. As you guys can see, like, you know, they do a good job of putting swag in this game. Like, one of those, it's definitely one of those games that I did not know that was coming. I had no way of knowing what was going to happen with it, and it ended up being really good. Now, it's also available in Japanese and Chinese, so you can pretty much go for whichever server that you can actually actively get on. Obviously, Bilibili will be the easiest of those cases, but you know, whatever you can get in and where you can fit in, go for it. But Under Oath is definitely one of those games that you should look out for when it comes global. If it comes global, there's no guarantee of that. Nobody's actually said anything like that. But as good as this game is and as fun as this game is, with the amount of quality that's in it, at number 5, Under Oath is definitely something that you can look out for. Number 4 is actually Tower of Fantasy. Now, I know you guys like, well, we saw this come in and everything else like this. Yeah, we saw it come in, and we thought it was supposed to be like Genshin, you know, the usual spiel and everything else like that. But what I didn't see come in is the amount of fun inside the game that was outside of all the stuff that we were seeing, like in the previews and the way that they present the game. Exploring in that game is a lot of fun. Hanging out and doing things and like running around with like friends or people that you just find randomly out in the world is actually fun. You don't get to do that in Honkai or Genshin. Genshin, you have to invite people to your actual instance and stuff like that. But in Tower of Fantasy, people are just out in the world, and I met so many people and had so much fun running around doing world puzzles with people and going and doing instances and just meeting community. I always like to interact with people. I don't like to just be by myself and have you guys watch me be by myself all the time. And I did not expect that part of Tower of Fantasy and that part to be that good, especially when you're not lagging and you have everything up, you know, part of the course and everything else like that. It's actually a really fun game when it comes down to that, and then you throw in everything else on top of it, like the really good music and the way that the world is actually built. The game has a good future as long as they don't gacha ruin it. They gacha ruin it, obviously it's going to be GG, but it gets number 4 for my kind of surprise bangers of the year. We knew it was going to be a banger, but not in the way that it is right now. Is Burst Witch. Now, Burst Witch has the best music literally in Android right now as an Android game. The music is never going to be second to anybody. That's just hands down. You like people can argue, say whatever they want. That game is amazing when it comes to the soundtrack. The actual gameplay is actually kind of amazing too because it's a shooter. It's an RPG shooter, but it's a hard RPG shooter that's a bullet hell and forces you to get good even when you upgrade your characters. Like there's certain boards where you literally have to like decipher a damn puzzle to get through it. It's bullet hell, and then you have a puzzle. Do I go through this lane right here, and then the lane is going to collapse and you need to get out that lane and go to the next lane and dodge bullets and facilitate countering whatever boss or whatever enemies that you're fighting. It's actually a really skillful based game. They did a good job with Burst Witch. It's extremely enjoyable to play that game. I definitely hope that Billy gets that game over. And by the way, there's 3 Billy games in this top 5 already, so that's kind of cool. But you know, you kind of get the gist of what's going on. Billy just do his thing, and Burst Witch is an amazing game. You have to play it. All the links will be in the description for each game anyway, but I'm just repeating that it's a banger. You definitely need to be playing Burst Witch. Now, number 2 pains me a little bit because I think that this game probably should be number 1, but it has a few flaws that makes it not number 1. Superstring is actually a really good game. Visually, it looks probably the best on the market right now as far as the way that the characters work. The backgrounds and the way the game itself looks, not so great. You can tell they put all the budget on the characters. Basically, the gameplay itself, though, and what you can do with the characters, how you can make builds, and how free-to-play friendly this game is. It's easily the most free-to-play friendly game on the market, hands down. Like there's no other game as free-to-play friendly as this game. Like everything that's in the game, you can actively go get without spending a bunch of money. You don't have to spend anything, actually, not 1 cent, not 1 penny, and you can achieve everything in the game right now. Now, of course, if you spend a little money, you're going to be in the top because you can be able to whale and all that type of good stuff. But this game is easily probably one of the best, if not the best, going on right now as far as games that have come in. It's a definite banger. You should definitely play it and have fun with it. It is a Korean-based game, but it's a very good Korean-based game. The only problem that it has right now is that it is not being promoted because I don't even think the company know that it's a really good game right now. They probably don't even know that it has the hype that it has, and that they need to put a little bit more into the budget when it comes to just getting it out there. Like, just put 1 commercial out there, do something that allows people to know that this game exists and that it's pretty good. And hopefully one day they'll see this or another video and say, hey, you know, we need to do something about this, because it's a really good game. Now, finally, number 1 is Figure Fantasy. Now, this one is one of those games where you kind of seen this game and then you was like, an idle game can't be lit, can it? Can it really be that good? It's an idle game. When I was a younger kid, I collected toys and I collected figurines and built models and stuff like this, and all of this is kind of like me reliving all of that all over again. And everybody who sees this game says the same thing. It kind of just makes you relive that feel. You wanted to have like all your models and your toys like neatly put on like a shelf. Well, some people neatly, but put on your shelf, and everything looked cool. And then you had your little battle sequences and stuff like that. And like especially G.I. Joe, I had like a whole case, and it was like a battle sequence. Like I made the ground, I had Cobra's on base, I had G.I. Joe's base on one end, and like all the Joes and Cobra fighting in between. And that reminded me of this all the way around, and the fact that the characters are cool, and it actually has a little bit of strat along with it as well, and a ton of modes and a bunch of stuff that you can just free. Like, you would get currency in this game so easy, and they just give you like events to do things on. Like the currency is really easy. Now it does have cash shop stuff and like that, and then people who cash shop get ahead of you faster by all means, but you get so much currency that I actually don't even care or mind, because like you guys see, like every week I'm like back up to like 20,000 on currency all over again, just from simply playing the game, and it doesn't get old because they keep renewing the content and they keep giving you ways of actually doing stuff. Now we're gonna run out of story stuff eventually, and I know some people probably already have, but I haven't, and I have a reason to keep playing this game. So it caught me off guard, and I think that this is legit, like global as far as being a banger. This is a banger. It's 100% a banger. It's a pretty good game. And from a global standpoint, as far as making money, it's doing really well right now, better than anybody thought it would do. And this is, again, this is an idle game. It basically is an idle game, and it's making everybody rethink how they think about it. Made me rethink how I feel about idols, because you guys know I talk the biggest junk about idle games. I hate it, but this game did a good job of it. So if you're gonna have an idle game, it might as well be like this. So with that said, those are the 5 games that I came up with, you know, from Under Oath to Tower Fantasy to Burst Switch to Superstring, and finally to Figure Fantasy. All of these games, you can actually have an argument for all of them to be number 1, if I'm being real with you guys right now. Or you have an argument for all of them, but I had to put somebody somewhere, and this is just my opinion. I'm sure that you guys probably have games that you liked throughout the year that you thought were bangers or whatever else. And I did something interesting on my channel. I typed in banger, and I wanted to see how many times I actually said that in the title compared to how many videos I had. So far this year we have 700 plus videos, and it's been 38 times that I used banger in the title. So that's around less than 5% of the videos I've done in the year have been bangers, or what I perceive to be bangers. So it's like, I don't get to say that a lot, which I thought would actually be a lot more, but it was only 38 videos. So that's pretty crazy. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody for the year. You know, Merry Christmas. Hopefully you got all the stuff that you want to get this year. I probably will not be doing any other video, obviously, again, because I am injured. My left hand is wrapped right now. This I didn't have to actually type or do much of anything. This was actually done a little bit in advance. I just need to talk over majority of the stuff and edit. So again, Merry Christmas. Don't worry about me, guys. I'll be fine. You know, I'm a big boy. I'll be okay. And I hope everybody had a good day, or has a good Christmas. So see you guys. Actually, you know what, before we go, there's gonna be I think 3 more or maybe 2 more award season videos. I actually particularly like making these types of videos. Hey, look at that. Look at that gold character that I just got right there. Anyway, I like doing these types of videos. It's fun, and let me know if you want to see more of them in the future. So peace and have a good one. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.